Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman, coming to you from our studios at the Capital Region International Airport. And speaking of regions, we're going to stay within the region right now. We're going to run over to East Lansing, spend a little time with Eric Olmscheid. He is the executive director of the Wharton Center Performing Arts. And I don't know anyone over this period of time who doesn't know what Wharton is. But since we are broadcasting in the UP and everywhere else, let's just kind of reiterate for this business audience what the Wharton Center is and does.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks for having me on today. Wharton Center opened in 1982, so we're just kicking off our 44th season as the premier performing arts center in mid-Michigan. So we do everything from touring Broadway to classical music to the home to many resident partners here, about 225 performances a year on our stages.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable, and in full disclosure, we are there all the time. And what you bring to the mid-Michigan community in the way of Broadway is just incredible. I mean, it really is. I often look at what these places where they're touring, and it's like New York, Chicago, Lansing, Seattle, San Francisco, and we're
Yes.
right there. It's unbelievable.
Well, we
So
just had Disney's Beauty and the Beast here a couple weeks ago in October, and it's a multi-year tour. It's planned to be out on the road for several years, but we were in the first 3 months of the tour. I was really proud of being that early in that new tour.
isn't that wild? Well, that speaks highly of you too, because you got to have connections to have that happen. So you're doing a great job there. Let's talk from a business aspect a little bit, Eric. Wharton Center and the Broadway series, does it contribute to the regional economy and local business growth?
Absolutely. So we know based on the research data from the Broadway League, which is the national trade organization that I'm a member of, and by way of that, Wharton Center is a member of the Broadway League, and they do an annual economic impact study, and they know that our regional economies are really buoyed by the touring Broadway market's success of the ticket sales. There's a direct correlation to the dollars of tickets sold, which primarily doesn't stay in the community, right? That goes with the shows. But more than 3 times the value of the ticket is the economic impact locally. So everything from restaurants and parking to babysitters and all those elements are a significant contribution to the regional economy. So for us, that's more than $20 million a year in regional impact for our Broadway tours.
Yeah, I got to tell you, you just mentioned babysitters, and I never even thought about that being regional impact, but it is. It's all part of that cash
Yes.
cycle.
Coffee
So,
shops, before and after, all of those pieces that
yeah,
when people make a night out of it, all have an impact and a trickle down to the whole impact on the community.
yeah, pretty amazing. So, let's talk about the role that the business community and those partnerships play in sustaining this ongoing major cultural programming that you afford us.
So we partner with many businesses in the Mid-Michigan region and several across the state, really to align our values. So the arts are an important piece of the community to live in, work in, play in. And so we partner with corporate partnerships, primarily in sponsorships and group sales and special events, client entertaining. But those are an important piece of the whole fabric, because I think it's not only great to do those things, it's fun and exciting, but it shows the value of each corporate partner, each entity, and where they are putting their money and their investment. And so there are many across the region that are partnering with us on a regular basis.
Well, I have to say, you folks at the Wharton Center were on the cutting edge of placemaking, because when you bring cultural enhancements to a community, it draws people to that community. So let's talk about those cultural enhancements. Tell me about your season. What's coming up?
Oh, Chris, as you know, there's stuff happening all the time. So whartoncenter.com will get you every bit of performance information. But a few to highlight, if you're thinking in the holiday spirit, now that we've turned the page past Thanksgiving, or sorry, past Halloween towards Thanksgiving,
Halloween. Yeah.
starting to look at the holidays. So we have a great mix of holiday programs in the month of December with Ann Hampton Calloway doing her jazz Christmas tunes. The a Mannheim Steamroller concert coming back in later December and 17th and 18th. We have 2 nights of the Nutcracker, big ballet company. And then the Vienna Boys Choir is kind of kicking off our holiday season right after Thanksgiving, the Sunday of Thanksgiving weekend. So lots of holiday programs coming up. And of course, in December, we also have The Wiz is our next big Broadway show that'll be here in the first week of December for a great.
Are there tickets still available for the Wiz? Because that thing sells out pretty quickly.
There are tickets available for everything that I just mentioned right now. I intentionally didn't mention anything that didn't have tickets available, but yeah, absolutely. There's lots of tickets available. Then we turn the page in January to Back to the Future, which is kind of the next big Broadway show after The Wiz, which is really an 80s love story.
Yeah. Well, listen, thanks so much for you and the Wharton bring to this community. We appreciate it. And thanks for spending some time with us today.
Thank you so very much.
Always good to talk to you, Eric Eimschold. He is the Olmscheid, I'm sorry, Eric, executive director of performing arts at Wharton Center. And we thank you for the job you're doing. And you all are watching this interview on the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman. We'll be back with more.